Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this. This happens to be the Hummer H3. Yeah, I was not actually looking at the key, but this looks very tacky. I think it's aftermarket, but this is the key. You actually need to use the key. There are multiple keys. I don't know for what. One is for the locker maybe of the house. Anyway, straight away, let's open the engine bay. Yeah, need to pull that from here, and there opens the engine bay. So it says Vortec 3700 compact engine because it's an inline 5-cylinder unit. Seems like a new Amaron battery there. And of course, the vehicle looks beautiful, doesn't it? No insulation, which can be felt when you drive the vehicle because it's very noisy. Hydraulic struts drops there. The grille is the typical Hummer grille. And of course, you have these massive horns there. It looks very imposing. Right ahead, when you look at it, you're like, yes, this is an SUV in every possible way. Meanwhile, it gets the regular halogen lights, indicators, fog lights, and massive wheels. Look at the wheels, okay? Now, this is obviously for towing, but yeah, it's like, hello, anyone there? Anyone there? That's kind of wicked. Anyways, coming to the side of the vehicle, these tires are massive. All right, 305, 40, 22, yeah. And the disc size is like really small, so that's kind of not matching. But these are Pirelli P0 tires and red colored brake calipers. Lot of ground clearance on offer, H3 written there. And this vehicle is courtesy of CL5 Automotives. Thank you so much for lending it to me. Make sure to check out the pinned comment and give them a follow on Instagram. From the side, okay, the design is something which is like the real USP because it's kind of boxy. Side footsteps there. Again, wheels are massive. You can see the design. I mean, you can go on and on the design. This, of course, chrome door handles. The windows are actually small. Everything is square, okay? The whole theme here is square. That actually works well on this vehicle. And at the rear too, I mean, this should not be covered. You show everybody the spare wheel which you have. Now, I can bet you this is not the same size as the tires which are running on the vehicle. But again, lights, everything is very simple, yet it looks macho because of the size of the vehicle. If you guys have seen Broken Arrow, you would immediately relate to the Hummer. And let's open the boot or whatever you want to call this. Now, you know what? You can open these clips here. Storage space, secretive, yes, why not? And here as well. All right, open these clips. Storage space here. Boot is a decent size. It is not very big, but it is decent size. And obviously this can be folded in 60-40 split to increase the load carrying capacity massively. Now, to get in can be a task. You have to pull yourself here, but this is for towing. Of course, this car is made to tow, but let me quickly climb up and show you. So this is the roof, and those wires don't look that great, although I think this aftermarket lights gets a sunroof. This is obviously if you want to carry most stuff in this vehicle. And yeah, water will accumulate here, but it's not going to seep inside because General Motors quality might not be the best, but definitely it is decent enough. So let's close this. This is heavy. Meanwhile, you can see that socket there again for towing. And of course, you know, to open this fuel lid, you need the key. It needs a key here. Yeah, that is, a key is required for that as well. Side footstep there. And let's get inside the rear seat. Now, this rear seat is the most ridiculous seat I have seen in my entire life, and I'm not kidding and I'm not joking around. Firstly, why are there no door pads over here at the rear? Why? Because rear passengers do not deserve to drink any drink, number one, but they can get in comfort because of the side footsteps. Here we are. Now, you might think that obviously it's going to be a comfortable car. It looks so big on the outside. Just look at my knees, okay? If I was slightly little taller, my knees would be touching my chest because there's absolutely zero under thigh support. There's no under thigh support because the seat length is so short. There's absolutely no under thigh support. There's no center armrest here either. There's storage space here. Actually, this is to keep your drinks because Americans love to drink apparently. This is not scooped out. There's no magazine holder here. Everything is hard, but you get a screen here because obviously you can watch a lot of stuff. You can put a CD here and then you can watch whatever you feel like. It's not going to turn on. Actually, it is going to turn on. No, it's not going to turn on. Anyways, whoever cares, it's actually turned on, and look what I'm seeing right now. Well, that was a bummer. Anyways, you can see there's no storage space here. So person sitting here can keep everything here, but it says drink. Drink is marked over here, which means this is only for the drink. You can't keep anything else here. Seat is also kind of upright over here. Yeah, upright seating. There's a light placement here. Yeah, that is a light placement. This is to hold on to on both the sides. Headroom is good, I would admit. Knee room is also decent, but under thigh support is very poor. So let's quickly get into the driver's seat. You can see that is the front dashboard. It looks, yeah, not from 2000s at all. Feels very old somehow, and obviously this is an old car. and the Hummer brand was discontinued long back as well. So there's obviously no concept of keyless entry. You need to put a key inside, but this one has an aftermarket, you know, button, press it and open it and get inside. Door pockets are really very small. Oh, only to keep your french fries. And of course a lot of buttons here. This is for the outside rear view mirror, these are for the power window control, this is to lock or unlock the vehicle from inside, and this is the choke button. I'm just kidding, I don't know what that is for. This is to open the hood, and you know what, there is no dead pedal placement, so it's really very difficult to manage your left foot. Meanwhile, a lot of controls for the seat. You can actually, you know, move it forward or behind. This is for lumbar, and it also gets a heated function. You can decide low or high. However, you know, the seat back needs to be manually adjusted, which I don't understand. Seats don't look very comfortable because simply they are not. These are the controls for the headlights, and here we are inside the vehicle. Now when you pull the handbrake, yeah, this is the handbrake of the vehicle, a la Datsun, and it is kind of very difficult to operate. Here we put that back down. Twin cup holders here. Glove box is actually decent sized, and over here you obviously get a mirror along with two lights, and these can be extended as well to block all the possible sun. Same is the case here as well. Meanwhile, it gets an aftermarket Bluetooth system, that's why the mic is hanging over there. Dashboard design is not that great, but plastics are super duper hard. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror, aftermarket thought. Obviously this is to open the sunroof. Sunroof is actually big enough, it's quite big, the sunroof, and there's no light placement at the front, which is kind of surprising to me. Okay, let's use the key to turn on the vehicle. Here we are. Yeah, it rose to life. Air conditioning works decently well. There are twin 12-volt charging sockets here, and this is obviously the gear lever, but there's no option to manually take control of things because you can get into D3 to 1. Yeah, you can select gears if you want like that, but no paddle shifters, no Tiptronic function here. Like I told you, it gets twin cup holders here, and this is of course the remote to operate that audio system, which is, by the way, is in German. I think I can't understand anything what it's talking about right now. Below the front center armrest, there's space to keep stuff. Below that also there's space to keep stuff. I can see some sort of a device. Yeah, I don't know, it's the wiring. Yeah, this is actually deep enough, so you can keep a lot of stuff there as well. Everything feels kind of very rough and rugged, not that great honestly. Meanwhile, you get a 4-spoke steering wheel. The instrument cluster is basic. On the leftmost you get a tachometer, on the rightmost you get a speedometer, which also gets a miles per hour marking, and in the center on the top you get 2 gauges. One is for the temperature, one is for the fuel meter, and there's a gear position indicator below, and below that you get an odometer, and obviously you can browse through that pressing this button. Yeah, it's just telling me traction control, stability control, and something in German. Meanwhile, this is the traction control button. This is for the 4-wheel drive system. This is in 4 high, and obviously it gets locking diffs as well, because you can see the lock here, so you can lock the front or rear differential, I believe, from the arrow there, but I honestly don't know what it's saying. I think this is an aftermarket unit because it's not slotted properly. This can be removed like that. You want to remove it right away any which ways. So overall, the Hummer doesn't seem very impressive. How do you operate the rear wipers? Because there's no stock on the right side, there's no stock, there's only a stock on the left. Now, of course, this might be for the wiper. No, this is for the pass light, I believe. How do you operate the wipers? Yeah, that is how you operate the wipers. They work decently well. A lot of spray there. Yeah, that does a decent job. Rear wiper controls are here. Yeah, that's right, rear wiper controls are here. There, the rear wiper is working. Now it's not working anymore, it works very slowly. Press this button, hopefully some spray comes along. No spray comes along. What is happening? Where is the water? No, there is no water somehow. Okay, I don't want to shut this off right now. Yeah, I have shut that right away. These are actually the controls for the headlights as well. Actually, headlight controls are here. This is for the indicator too. So overall, I would say that the Hummer's quality is very poor. Features are lacking. Of course, air conditioning works decently well. Seats are not very supportive. Rear seats suck absolutely. Gives a good view of what's around because of this sandwich sort of mirrors on the outside, and the horn is actually very decent and nice as well. Okay, this aftermarket thing is telling me the direction and the outside temperature, which happens to be 44 degrees. Okay, you can see the sweat on my hand right now. And let's open the sunroof right now. Okay, I have opened the sunroof. Do I have to keep this pressed? No, I don't. That's so cool. Oh, bring in more air. Press it once more to increase that further. This is actually big enough. Yeah, that's nice. So let me hang out and show you. Okay, these lights are placed here with the wires. I don't know why they're exposed. So you can see that handle, that is probably to barbecue something. Meanwhile, I've been too sarcastic in this video right now. So let's do one thing. Let's straight away get driving this massive beast. It's not really massive. It is supposed to be massive, but why am I playing with the sunroof? What's wrong with me? It's just for fun. All right, no problem. I enjoy your fun. Let's get going right away. All right, we're all set to go, which means getting into drive mode. Yeah, we're in drive. Traction control off. Yeah, traction off. I don't know why it's talking in German. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and off we go. And we really don't go much further because this engine is so freaking noisy. Now this is a petrol engine but sounds like a diesel, and the ride is supremely lumpy. It moves all over the place. So this is the Hummer H3, which is powered by a 3.7 liter inline 5-cylinder engine. Yes, this is a 5-cylinder engine, and the reason they used a 5-cylinder engine was for better packaging, or easier packaging, I would say. But the ride is horrendous. Okay, now let's talk about the engine a bit. It produces around 242 horsepower. Meanwhile, the torque output happens to be 328 Newton meters, and overall performance is decent, I would say, but the motor is very noisy. In fact, it is so noisy that most of the times you would believe that you are actually driving a diesel car and not a petrol vehicle. And because it is a petrol, it is absolutely gas guzzling. Returns a mileage between 5 to 6 kilometers per liter. Around the corners you need to do all your prayers because it has a lot of body roll. Steering has absolutely no feel and feedback. I'm doing continuous corrections to the steering and I just feel that I'm going to be on the other side of the road right now. I'm not even accelerating. This is a very low speed around the corner, and that is the kind of handling this vehicle has to offer. Hard onto the gas, it takes its own sweet time to downshift. A very shitty 4-speed gearbox is what is on offer here, and it just shifts whenever it feels like, and sometimes it doesn't feel like shifting, it will not shift also. So the top speed happens to be a mere 157 kilometers per hour, which by the way happens to be nothing. I can run faster than that. And the fuel tank capacity is a massive 87 liters because it is a gas guzzling vehicle. Ride quality is absolute shit because continuously it keeps moving. I mean, there's this lumpiness to the ride which is absolutely pathetic. I don't even know who actually went and bought this vehicle basis the looks alone, because honestly the mechanicals are gone for a toss. The way this vehicle moves, the way it performs is absolutely below standards altogether. I wonder what General Motors was thinking when they decided, okay, let's do one thing, let's buy the Hummer brand from AM General because hey, it's so freaking cool. Well, it's not. Sorry to burst your bubble, because this vehicle might have the looks and the presence, but everything else is absolutely, okay, I've said absolutely so many times, but everything else is just horrendous. I'm so sorry to break your hearts, everyone who's a Hummer fan, but this car is just performing pathetically in 2019 on a nice smooth road. Okay, yeah, you can just go through breakers like this without caring a jack shit about it and it doesn't rattle itself there, but over smooth roads you can understand there's something which is continuously moving and which is very disturbing. And off we are, but there's nothing to be off we are because the way it revs is so slow, goes all the way to 6000 rpm. Gear shifts are very slow, lethargic. 4-speed gearbox, like really the motor could have pulled harder and all, but no, it does not. So honestly the Hummer is a big disappointment. Obviously the V8 engine would be slightly better, but then it will guzzle more fuel. Where it absolutely shines is in terms of road presence. Everyone turns around and sees. Now of course the standard model used to come on 18-inch wheels, I believe. This one which I'm driving right now is running on 22 inches, which obviously takes a toss on the steering as well as the ride quality, but the ride quality is very bad, very bad. Where the Hummer actually shines is off-road ability. It can go anywhere. It can go places where the Range Rover and the Defender and even the Jeep Wrangler would struggle. The Hummer can do it. And you know why? Because the ancestors of the Hummer, the Humvee, is a military vehicle, a military truck from where actually this brand has evolved. So basically AM General started making military vehicles known as the Humvee. It has a full form, you can Google it, I can tell you right now, but I just don't want to stress my brains on that. And then they decided to make a civilian version, the H1. The H1 is massive, absolutely massive. Then they came up with the H2, and H2 and H3 kind of look similar in terms of size. The size isn't big, you know, it's not big, it just weighs too much for no reason whatsoever. Weighs around 2200 kgs or whereabouts. Lot of body roll around the corner. There's so much roll, I can turtle over here and come back again. That's the level of roll on offer. So when they came up with the whole concept of the Hummer, it was not about size, it was more about weight. I don't know why Americans love more weight than size, because you know what, this car is actually smaller than the Range Rover. Okay, now I wasn't born that time, but it's smaller than a Range Rover Sport for sure. So I certainly don't understand why the Hummer has become such a cult following in many places. I mean, this guzzles fuel, doesn't ride like a SUV should. Yes, great off-road, but how many times are you going to encounter such obstacles on your day-to-day working commute that okay, now I need to climb this mountain because hey, I have a Hummer, look at me. That said, yes, it is a brand which died a slow death or actually a fast death because General Motors just did not do anything. It didn't even try to sell this brand off to someone else. I don't know what General Motors has an itch in their pants that they went and bought the Hummer brand from AM General. They're like, okay, now we should buy AM General, say Hummer brand, because oh, it is so cool. It doesn't work that way. Now this one is underpinned by the Chevy Silverado platform or the Colorado platform. Nobody cares a jack shit about it, but yes, that is the truth behind what underpins the Hummer, and it's just another General Motors vehicle underneath, or rather a platform underneath with a disguise of a bold looking vehicle, but very capable off-road. I will not deny that fact. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, 2,500 RPM, and off we go. Not really. Okay, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour should take around 15.5 seconds. Meanwhile, the top speed, like I told you earlier, is just 157 kilometers per hour. Now there's a lot of weight you're lugging around for no reason whatsoever, but if General Motors wanted to keep the Hummer brand alive, they could have pulled it, they could have pulled it, but it was too little too late. Nobody was interested to buy the Hummer brand from General Motors. They said, okay, enough, okay, you want to pack up, great, all the best to you. And electrification or hybridization could have saved Hummer and weight loss as well. This car is one of the rare cars which never ever actually went to the gym, and because of the lack of gymming and the poor fuel economy was a result of lack of gymming, nobody was really interested in it. In fact, in the US, sales had tanked to a level where General Motors thought that okay, we can no longer save it, and then it was tata bye bye for the Hummer brand. 1992 was when the first civilian Hummer came, and this particular model, the H3, was on sale for 5 years between 2005 to 2010. This is a 2007 sort of a model because this is the 3700, which is actually the 3.7 liter engine. There was a V8 as well. Probably a diesel would have been a great thought in the Hummer lineup, but then considering that this was mostly sold in the United States, where people are absolutely crazy mad for something which looks big, fat, and probably ugly as well, I don't understand. Every time it makes some progress in terms of acceleration, why it has to tell the whole world, all right, whole world. When I sleep at night, I'm going to hear this engine noise because this is so much engine noise. There's no concept of noise, vibration, or harshness. There's just an engine. They plonked it there and they forgot about doing any sort of NVH whatsoever. It's so freaking noisy, and it's not a good noise at all. It is noise, it's not sound, it's pure adulterated noise. Okay, my neighbor's kid, when he shouts, he sounds better than this Hummer, unfortunately. So guys, I know I've ranted a lot about the Hummer, and a lot of you Hummer fans are going to be hurt about the same, but drive this once and you realize it was a good decision by General Motors to close this vehicle. It just doesn't fit in with today's modern SUVs. So if you like this vlog, make sure to give it the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I need to get myself back into order because oh my god, it is so uncomfortable, this vehicle. Bye bye.